Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we are going to learn about will.
Yes, will.
Will is for the future in English.
That's right.
It can be a little difficult to use correctly.
Yes, it can be a little tricky sometimes.
But don't worry, we are here to help you.
We will make it easy for you.
Today, we are going to talk about 4 ways to use will.
Okay.
And we're going to explain each point carefully using easy examples to help you understand.
Sounds good.
So let's start with predictions.
All right. Predictions.
We use will for predictions.
We do.
But what is a prediction?
Well, a prediction is when you say something about the future. For example, you can say, I think it will rain tomorrow.
Oh,
We use will for predictions when we don't have any evidence.
evidence.
Yes, evidence is something that shows us something is true.
Could you give me an example?
Sure, if you see dark clouds in the sky, that is evidence that it might rain.
I see.
But if you don't see any clouds and you just feel like it might rain, that is a prediction without evidence.
So it's just a feeling.
Exactly.
Okay, so I think she will like the new movie. That's a prediction
Yes, that's a good example.
because we don't know for sure if she will like the movie or not.
Right. It's just a feeling.
And we use think to show that we are not certain.
Exactly.
We can also use other words like maybe or probably.
Yes, that's right.
For example, maybe she will like the new movie.
Or she will probably like the new movie.
So these words, maybe, probably, they show we are not sure.
Yes, they do.
It is important to understand this.
It is.
Now let's talk about the second way to use will.
Okay, the second way.
The second way is for quick decisions.
Ah, yes, quick decisions.
We make quick decisions when something happens suddenly.
Right.
We don't have time to think a lot.
That's right.
So can you give us an example?
Sure. Imagine you are going to work, but your car is broken.
Oh, no.
You need to make a quick decision. You can say, my car won't start, I will take the bus.
So we use will when we decide something at that moment.
Yes,
We
exactly.
use will to show that we are deciding right now.
That's right.
Okay, I understand. Now, let's move to the third way to use will.
Okay, the third way.
The third way is for offers and promises.
Offers and promises.
What is an offer?
An offer is when you say you will do something for someone else.
Okay,
And a promise is when you say you will do something in the future.
I see.
For example, if you say, I will help you with your English homework.
That is an offer.
Yes, it is.
I am offering to help someone with their homework.
That's right.
And if I say, I will call you tomorrow,
That is a promise.
because I am promising to call someone tomorrow.
Exactly.
I see. So we use will to show we are willing to do something, either now or in the future.
Yes, that's right.
This is very useful for speaking good English.
It is. Now, let's talk about the fourth way to use will.
Okay, the fourth way.
This way is similar to the first way. It is about predictions, but we use the word think with will.
Think with will.
Yes.
Can you explain?
Yes. When we use think with will, it shows we are not very certain about the prediction. For example, we can say, I think I will go to the park tomorrow.
Ah, so we are not 100% sure if we will go to the park.
That's right.
It's possible we change our minds, but right now we think we will go.
Exactly.
So it's a softer way to make a prediction.
It is.
This is very interesting. I am learning a lot about will.
Good.
I think it will be much easier for me to use it correctly now.
I'm glad to hear that. It is important to learn the different ways to use will. It will help you communicate better in English.
Yes, it will. Now, is there another way to talk about the future that is like will?
Yes, there is. We can use the word shall.
Shall.
Yes,
Yeah,
shall.
shall.
Shall is not as common as will, but it is still used sometimes.
Okay, so when do we use shall?
We usually use shall with I and we.
I and we.
It is more formal than will.
More formal.
Can I give you some examples?
Yes, please.
For example, you can say, shall we go for a walk?
Oh, okay.
This is like asking someone if they want to go for a walk with you.
It's a suggestion.
Exactly. You are not telling them to go for a walk. You are asking them.
It's very polite.
It is. You can also use shall to make an offer. For example, shall I open the window for you?
Oh, okay.
You are offering to do something for someone.
So shall can be a suggestion or an offer.
That's right.
It's a little bit different from will,
It is a bit different.
but it is also about the future.
Yes, it is.
This is fascinating.
It is.
I'm starting to understand the subtle differences.
That's excellent. Understanding these differences is key to mastering the English language. It's about more than just knowing the rules. It's about feeling the nuances.
I agree. Now, before we move on to the next part, let's quickly summarize the 4 ways we have talked about using will today.
It's a good idea.
So we have talked about using will for predictions, for quick decisions, for offers and promises, and with think to soften predictions.
That's right.
We have covered a lot of ground today.
We have. And don't forget, we also touched on the use of shall as a more formal alternative to will.
This has been incredibly insightful. I feel like I have a much better grasp of how to use will effectively now.
I'm happy to hear that. And remember, the best way to truly master any new grammar concept is to practice using it.
That's true. And I encourage everyone listening to do just that. Don't be afraid to experiment with will in your everyday conversations.
The more you use it, the more natural it will become. And who knows, you might even surprise yourself with your newfound fluency.
I have a feeling our listeners are eager to learn even more about will. And there's so much more to explore, isn't there?
There certainly is. We've only just scratched the surface today. There are many more nuances and interesting uses of will that we haven't even touched on yet.
Well, that sounds like a perfect reason to come back for more, wouldn't you say?
I would absolutely agree. We'll be diving deeper into the fascinating world of will in our next episode, exploring even more intricate examples and practical tips for using it confidently in your daily life.
That's something to look forward to. I'm already excited for our next discussion, but for now, let's take a short break. We'll be back soon to continue our exploration of will and unlock even more of its secrets.
See you soon. Welcome back, everyone.
We are ready to continue our lesson about will.
Yes, we are. Are you ready to learn more about will?
I am excited to learn more.
Great. Let's look at some more examples of will for quick decisions.
Okay.
Imagine you are at the shop.
At the shop. Okay.
You want to buy apples,
Apples, good choice.
but there are no apples today.
Oh, no.
What do?
What do I do?
You make a quick decision.
A quick decision.
You can say, oh, no apples, I will buy oranges.
So I decided to buy oranges instead because there are no apples.
That's right. You use will to show that you made the decision at that moment.
Okay, I see. It is very helpful to see these real-life examples. It makes it easier to understand how to use will correctly.
I agree. Let's talk more about probably.
Probably, okay.
Probably is a useful word for predictions.
It is.
Remember, we use probably to show that we are not 100% sure about the prediction.
Right.
For example, it will probably rain tomorrow.
Okay.
This means we think it is likely to rain, but it might not.
So probably makes the prediction less strong. It's like saying, I'm not sure, but I think.
Yes, that's a good way to think about it. We can also use maybe in the same way.
Maybe. Okay.
For example, maybe it will snow tomorrow.
Okay, so that shows we are not certain.
Exactly.
I see. It's all about showing how certain we are about something.
It is.
Now, let's talk more about offers and promises.
All right, offers and promises.
I remember we use will for offers and promises.
We do.
And an offer is when we want to do something for someone else.
Right.
A promise is when we say we will do something in the future.
That's right. Let's look at some more examples.
Okay.
Imagine your friend is having a party.
A party.
You can say, I will bring a cake to your party.
Oh, that's nice.
This is an offer. You are offering to bring something.
It's a very kind offer.
It is. And let's say you need to meet your friend at the cinema.
At the cinema.
You can say, I will be there at 7 p.m. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
This is a promise. You are promising to be on time.
I see. These examples are very clear. I can see how will works for both offers and promises.
Good. Now let's talk a little more about shall.
Shall. Okay.
Shall is a special word.
It is.
It is not as common as will.
Right.
We use shall with I and we.
I and we. Okay.
It is more formal. We often use it for suggestions and offers.
Okay. Can we see some more examples of shall?
Of course.
Wow.
Imagine you are with your friend. You want to watch a film.
We want to watch a film.
You can say, shall we watch a comedy tonight?
Oh, okay.
This is a suggestion. You are asking your friend what they want to do.
So this is a good way to be polite.
It is. And imagine you are at a restaurant with your friend and you are ready to order.
Ready to order.
You can say, shall I order for us?
Oh, okay.
This is an offer. You are offering to do something for your friend.
So shall is very useful for being polite and making suggestions or offers.
Yes, it is. Now, let's go back to using think with will for predictions.
Okay, I remember this. We use think to make the prediction less certain.
That's correct. For example, you can say, I think I will stay home tonight.
Okay.
This means you are not sure yet. You might change your mind, but right now, You think you will stay home.
Okay. Or we could say, I think I will eat pizza for dinner.
That's another good example. It shows you are thinking about eating pizza, but you haven't decided for sure.
I am really starting to understand the different ways will can be used.
That's great.
But I know there is still much more to learn about will.
That's right. We have covered the basics today, but there are many more interesting uses of will in the English language.
I'm excited to keep learning.
That is great. Learning is important. It helps us grow.
I agree. And speaking of learning, I am sure our listeners are eager to learn even more about will. What can they do to continue their learning journey?
Well, there are many things they can do. They can practice speaking English with friends.
Okay, that's a good one.
They can watch English films and TV shows.
That's a fun way to learn.
It is. And they can read English books.
Those are all great ways to improve English skills.
They are. And of course, they can also continue listening to our show.
Yes, of course.
We will have many more episodes about will and other important English grammar topics.
I'm sure our listeners will find our future episodes very helpful. They will learn a lot.
I agree. We will do our best to make our episodes interesting and informative. We want to help everyone learn English.
Now, before we conclude our discussion for today, is there anything else you would like to add about will?
Yes, I would like to emphasize one point. It is important to remember that will is not the only way to talk about the future in English. There are other ways too.
Can you give us some examples?
Yes, for example, we can use going to.
Going to.
We use going to when we have a plan.
Okay, for plans.
For example, I am going to visit my grandmother tomorrow.
Okay.
This means I have already made the plan. I am going to do it.
So going to is for plans. Will is for other things, like predictions, decisions, offers, and promises.
That's right. It is important to understand the difference.
This has been a very insightful discussion. I have learned a lot about will and other ways to talk about the future in English.
I'm glad to hear that. I hope our listeners have learned a lot too.
I'm sure they have. Now, let's move on to the final part of our show. So we've learned a lot about will today. I hope it was helpful for everyone listening.
I hope so too. Before we finish, I have one more thing to share.
Okay.
It's about learning English.
Okay.
Learning English is it's like a journey.
A journey.
Yes, it takes time. It takes effort.
It does.
But it's a very rewarding journey.
I agree. It can be challenging, but it's also a lot of fun.
It is.
And it opens up a whole new world of possibilities.
Exactly. You can talk to people from all over the world. You can read books and watch films.
You can travel and experience new cultures.
That's right.
So to everyone listening out there, don't give up on your English learning journey.
Keep going.
Keep practicing.
You will reach your goals.
And remember, we are here to help you.
We are.
We will continue to create episodes about English grammar, and we'll explain everything clearly and simply.
We want to make learning English easy and enjoyable for everyone.
We want everyone to feel confident using English.
That's right.
So if you enjoyed this episode about will, please tell your friends about our show.
We would love to have them join us on this learning journey.
And if you have any questions about English grammar, please let us know.
We are always happy to help.
Thank you for listening to our show today. We hope you learned something new.
We hope you will join us again for our next episode.
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye.